again, Panther fans, and welcome to Georgia State Football Weekly. Dave Cohen along with Georgia State's head coach Trent Miles. Panthers back from lovely Lafayette, Louisiana. Tough one last Saturday, and now you got to get ready for another of the top level teams in the Sun Belt Conference. It's homecoming week at Georgia State. Red Wolves of Arkansas State will be into the Georgia Dome on Saturday, but you got to bounce back from one, get ready to face another pretty good Sun Belt team.
Yes, Arkansas State's an excellent team. They tied for the conference championship last year. They won their bowl game. They've been to probably 3 straight bowls. Well coached, just like everybody else in Sun Belt. You know, very talented, well coached, and a tough scheme. Offensively, they go as fast as anybody we've played. They'll get a playoff about every 6 seconds, you know, once the play clock gets started. So we've got our work cut out for us. We've really got to hone in this week. We can't allow Louisiana Lafayette to beat us twice.
Right.
You know, beat us that night and then linger all week, and we don't prepare as well. So, you know, we've got after a little bit this morning, and hopefully Wednesday we get, you know, a little bit more upbeat and get going and get back to the level that emotionally that our kids need to be on Saturday to play with, because it's, you know, losing takes its toll, and you know, these young guys are fighting and doing a great job. We're right in position, and we're right there, and that's what hurts so bad. We just have one play away. Two conference games were one play away.
Again, Coach, it kind of shows you, though. I mean, when you and I sat here a season ago, doing these shows, that's not what we were talking about. We were trying to recover from games that had gotten a little out of hand, and that's not the case at all this year.
No.
Panthers are right on the cusp, and, you know, I was thinking about this Saturday night. Remember last year about midway, you were bringing the sledgehammer.
Right.
Crack the rock.
Right.
I was thinking, where's the sledgehammer? Because we're that close. It's like one more swing, and we may break through.
Well, we're hoping we were able to. Sledgehammer is the way we hit, but you know, we'll go back to it if we need to. But our kids have the idea, and they're there. They're right there, and they're a good football team.
Yeah.
We really should be 2-0 in our conference, and probably 3-2. A little luck, 4-1 on the year, but you know, we're where we're at, and I'm very confident in our kids and the way they're performing, and I'm really. I'm not pleased with the result of losing, but I'm happy with the process and where they're going, because, you know, we're on course to contend for the conference championship, whether it be this year or next year. And our kids it's still a process, and no one likes to hear that.
Right.
Everybody wants it now. I want it now. But to do it right, there's a process that you have to go through, and, you know, we've got to get everybody to get their study hall hours in. Everybody's got to go to class. You know, you can't have slip-ups, and you can't be late for a meeting, because those things all result in errors on the football field in the long run. So, you know, our kids are in that learning process, and I tip my hat to them. They're really, really speeding along the process. We just got to get to the win part of it now.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights again from Lafayette, Louisiana. 34-31, the final, and a tough one. And here you guys are early on in this football game, Coach.
Yeah, our kids did a really good job. You know, that was a play that they hit for a long run on us last year, and Joe Key does a great job sniffing it out, coming in and making the tackle. Here you see Marcus Caffey at tailback, and you see why we like him there, the size and the strength and the speed. You know, he's able to break a tackle, a couple tackles. Here I'm trying to see what we've got. Oh, it's the end of the fake punt. Will Lutz did a great job. You know, we call that orange, and he rolls out and has the ability to keep it or punt it, and he kept it and ran. That's the first down. There you see a strike to Robert Davis from Nick Arbuckle, getting us down there in position to score. Here you see Duval Smith. We're running power, and we call that power extra when we got the extra blocker in, and he does a great job of bouncing it and getting the score. And about knocks Nick over there with the chest bump. But, you know, good job here. Shawane, the ball's on the ground, and Jarrell Robinson does a great job sniffing it out. Being able to get to the quarterback and get him down on the ground. Here you see Nick with a great throw to Linquez Blair on the smash route. We hit the corner route over behind the hitch, and they did a good job getting down the field for a big gain. And then Nick coming back and really, again, making a great throw to Joel Ruiz. He's got soft hands, makes a great catch, and Nick is on target and on the money. Coming back again, Caffey showing his power and his speed, being able to run through guys and get in for the score.
He had a school record 27 carries, scored 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he ran really well for the first week of playing tailback since high school. A great job right here before the end of the half of Will hitting the field goal. Had to do it twice. They called timeout, and actually, we shouldn't have been having to kick a field goal there. We got cheated on downs. Here, a great throw from Nick to Donovan Harden, who's playing real well. Very disappointed there wasn't a horse collar called on that play. That actually hurt Donovan, and he's questionable for the next game, but it was a huge gain. And being able to pound it in and get it across the goal line with Marcus. Then again, I think that's Marcus again. That must be the third touchdown he scored. Again, coming in on short yards, getting it down into that red zone in that goal line area, and being able to pound the ball right in for a touchdown.
Nick Arbuckle, 19 of 27, 276 yards. Robert Davis, pretty good game, 6 catches, 63 yards. Will Lutz, Sunbelt Honors, special teams. I know it comes in a losing effort, but I was kidding around with him, but we're going to have to add running back next year. You're already place kicking, you're already punting along with Matt Auburn, now you're running the football.
Yeah, he did a good job. Again, that's a call that we make, that we roll out and do the rugby punt, but if no one's there, he's got the green light to take it and go, and I'm glad that he did.
All right, we'll be back to talk more with head coach Trent Miles. We'll preview the game this coming Saturday in the Georgia Dome as the Panthers play their homecoming game against Arkansas State. Comes your way after this timeout. You're watching Georgia State Football Weekly.
Okay, when you're on the job, you're making tough decisions around the clock. Well, here's an easy one. Ford F-Series. It's a fact. On average, every 42 seconds, someone forks over their hard-earned cash to get one. Just like that. And that. And that. No wonder they're the best-selling brand of trucks in America for 37 years in a row. Hey, there goes another one. See you in 42. Ford F-150. Ford Super Duty. #1 for 37 years straight.
Welcome back to Georgia State Football Weekly with head coach Trent Miles, and it's the homecoming game. That's always special, Coach. You got Arkansas State in the Georgia Dome on Saturday, 2 o'clock kick.
Yes, looking forward to it. The hard thing with football is you got to wait a week to go get the bad taste out of your mouth. Usually in baseball, you play the next day. Basketball, you might play 2-3 days later. But in football, you got to wait 7 days to go back out there and get that feeling out of your system again. And we got to do a great job as coaches to not let it linger in our young men or ourselves, and get out and keep our guys working hard and looking at Arkansas State, not looking back at what we could have done or what we should be. So that's on us as coaches. And Arkansas State will be very talented. They were tied for the conference championship last year with Louisiana Lafayette. So we wouldn't want to have it any other way.
Get the 2 of the top teams in the Sun Belt Conference back-to-back weeks. And Freddie Knighton, he's kind of a dual-threat quarterback. I think he has more rushing touchdowns. He's got 5 on the ground, 4 through the air.
Yes, he can run. He can throw it. They're, again, very fast, up-tempo team. Usually you're pretty generic on defense so that you can get lined up, because you're going to go so fast you don't have time to get a lot of different calls in and make a lot of adjustments until you get them off to the side. Defensively, they're long. They're very good in the secondary. They're not as big as Lafayette up front, but their linebackers and their D linemen, especially the 2 off the edge, really are good athletes that can really run. So we'll have our hands full. We've got to get out and we've got to play good football. We've got to score a bunch of points, and hopefully at the end we have an opportunity to win.
Hopefully, it says a lot about the offense. You look at the time of possession, and I'm not even talking just about the game this past Saturday, but a lot of good drives by the offense. And winning the time of possession battle.
Yeah, I thought we executed well. Our kids are playing well. They're playing well, especially on the offensive side of the ball. We just got to get W's, and I'd rather play bad and win than play good and lose. So it's time to start getting the W's.
All right. Well, best of luck in this one, and we'll talk to you right here next week.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank Coach Miles joining us. We'll come back and wrap it up for this week right after this timeout here on Georgia State Football Weekly.
Got him in group as a go.
Yes! Not just a startup, an upstart.
Gotta get going. Gotta be good.
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 Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. They'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business, and they take care of the logistics.
UPS.
Good going.
We get good. That's great.
Great. Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
I love logistics.
Final segment here on Georgia State Football Weekly. It's a big week at Georgia State, as it is every year when it's homecoming, and the Panthers have a huge matchup this week. Again, one of the top teams in the Sun Belt Conference in the Red Wolves of Arkansas State. Arkansas State at 3-2, 1-0 in conference play. And, of course, the Panthers that close. They're 1-4, but 0-2 in conference play. We'll look forward to seeing you out at the Georgia Dome. If you can't make it, we're on the radio, 1:30 airtime with our Georgia Lottery Panther pregame show. And the homecoming game kicks off at 2 at the Dome, Georgia State and Arkansas State. For the entire crew, for Coach Miles, I'm Dave Cohen. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right here next week on Georgia State Football Weekly.